420, I decided to rip the bong. We're back connected to the fucking chat, yo. What the fuck? When does it ever reconnect lately? I can't even believe it disconnected. Should we stop talking about the song? Should we stop talking about the song? It looks like we actually did get disconnected. Okay, checking that out. I'm surprised if it took any longer, I was gonna bail. I almost did bail. I was like, you know what? Let me rip the bong. And while I was ripping the bong at 4:20 in the morning, it came back on. So cool. Because why are we up right now? Everyone, anyone. Maybe you're the only one left. You're the only one coming back. Because it's early, it's late. What are we staying up all night? Like, what's the plan here, buddies? Buddy, we lost everyone else. Yeah, were you asleep already and you woke up? I kind of don't either. It's like my body's physically tired, and I could lay down and sleep, but my mind is like, I was working before I started streaming, and now I'm streaming, and we've been like really in it. It's been a great conversation, getting great feedback, really super fun chatters. Um, but I'm exhausted. I've been up since like 9 a.m. and in rag, and yeah. So what do we do? If it's just gonna be you and I, though, it feels awkward, and I'm gonna go. I don't have to roll ads for another 4 or 5 minutes because it like carries over. But if nobody comes back, it's just gonna be really awkward. So I'm gonna browse off this. Oh, you're back. Okay. Yeah. Well, I can't really sleep. I took like a 30-minute nap, and today I rested a lot. Like I did some things like online and digitally made some phone calls or whatever because I wanted to be able to relax because I couldn't sleep well. I was streaming last night, right? No, I skipped streaming last night. Last night I slept funny because my period fucks me up, dude. Bugs me up. I went to bed early last night and I was like taking a nap because sometimes I do take 30-minute naps and then I was gonna come stream. I was like, fuck it, I gotta just sleep. I didn't just sleep. And then tonight, you know how it is. Well, now I'm up. It's just this crazy time. I woke up at 5:30 and was up until 6:30, and then okay, I went to sleep at 1, woke up at 4:30. Probably went to bed at 1:30, woke up at 4:30. Fell asleep at 6:30, woke up at 9:30. Right? So I just rested today because I was also bleeding, cramping. But I got the song done, the art, and I had to make some hard phone calls that are gonna have to wait till Monday, and kept writing a little bit more music. Did shower, did my makeup. 333 with 3 viewers, 3 hours, 33 minutes, and gonna be 33 seconds, and 3 viewers. Of course, it doesn't say that on your timer because the stream got disconnected, but three, 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 three. Thank you. Yes. Well, a lot of my art, if how long have you been subscribed to me? Did you see the old setup? Because that was all my art. April 3rd, yeah. So you did see the old setup. All of the art on the walls at the old spot was my art. So you have seen some of it. Um, but you can go on my website and see my little digital portfolio gallery. Um, I literally don't even know what we were talking about just now. Like I know I was saying something, but yeah, we should just call it at this point. I'm gonna get this exporting, do anything. But I am tired, and I think the disconnection was probably a sign that we should all try to sleep or something or go back to bed. Even though I don't feel ready yet, I suddenly am getting hit with a wave of sleepiness that it's like, um, but now I actually have having cramps. This is what happened last time. I said I was so tired, is then I had cramps and was like, oh God, and then I was wide awake again, God, because it's just blood. But y'all have no idea. You have no idea what it is like. Did you see how tired I was just like falling asleep on the chair and it was like, "Oh, I'm not actually tired. It's just oh my god. It's a nightmare. It is literally a nightmare. And this is why my gifts are so strong and powerful. Oh no, I'm fine now. It was literally just like a passing moment. This is why I was resting all day, where I would get up and do some stuff, and then I'd have to lay down and maybe close my eyes for 10 minutes if I could. The longest I slept was 30 minutes. I can only sleep even like sleeping at night. I can sleep for a few hours at a time. The fuck am I looking forward to? I'm on my fucking period, bro. I don't think you understand. I don't do birth control, and I think most of the people that you know that have wombs probably do use birth control or have used birth control, and I just was very brief stint. It didn't work for me. Um, your lips are bleeding right now. That's ironic. Oh my god, like I literally feel like awake and alert again, like I did 5 minutes ago. It's crazy how like my whole body will just literally be like shut down and get a cramp just to like release. Oh my god, it's so nuts. I literally like I love my body. It's gorgeous. I love my face, my feminine nature, my essence, my vagina self. Okay, everything. The this, that, the whole ba bam, ba bam. I love it so much. I really do. Half the reason I never really like committed to being trans is because like I am literally attracted to myself as a woman. I wouldn't want to change it, you know? But this, there's a hatred in me that I'll never forgive myself for being this person. I'll never fully be comfortable or fully enjoy this body that I claim to love so much. I'll always be angry and I'll always hate this and I'll always regret being born. Yeah. Like, because you saw it just now. I literally was just passing on the table. And I've had to do that since I was like 11 years old. And people just, oh, get up. You're lazy. You should have slept at home. You should have stayed up all night. Blah, 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 blah. Teachers, parents, probably. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, any adult in life trying to be like, oh, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, cool. Right? When I would fall asleep in class, some of my teachers would get it. And as I got older, I was like, it's period. Sorry. Sorry. Fuck. Some of them were probably very hard. It's just like, fuck, a lot going on. And it really sucks. It's not about you. It's only like whatever you. That's the thing. What? What? What's that got to do with anything? I take care of my health better than most people do, actually. You're not listening to what I was saying about me almost passing out, feeling so tired. It has nothing to do with the amount of sleep I get once again. I rested all day today to be prepared for this. It's because I'm fucking bleeding and cramping, bro. It's exhausting. The body literally shuts down so it can do that and then wakes back up when it's done. It lasts for anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes to 2 hours. What the fuck is sleep again? What the fuck has sleep got to do with it? I'm a woman. Oh, I bet. It's because I'm going off. What about now? Oh gosh. I'm exporting this other one to YouTube so it'll eventually go on Patreon. And one day I sit down and post a whole year's worth of streams on there. Due time and with diligence, hopefully. Discomfort, it is annoying because it's like, yeah, I wish I could go to sleep, and I know that I'm going to lay down and I'm going to be as uncomfortable as I am now. And it's honestly more fun to stream than think currently. Um, it just sucks. And then I'm not even that pleasant to be around, and I know that. I've learned that the hard way from people in real life, so it's not even always a good idea to stream when I'm like this. But this month's been better than other months, and other months I just totally went balls to the wall for it. Um, you're not the only one who has said that, so I appreciate that energy. Oh my god, it's just like why now? Probably because most of the time I would be sleeping during this time, so my body's like, let's go, let's get it all out. And it's like, okay, that's an interesting choice because I'm just up and I'm moving. LOL. Um, yeah, I could really go either way. I probably should lay down soon just because it's late. But it's just always an unfortunate fate, to say the least. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, yeah, I ain't about to fucking sleep. But hopefully I do pass out, and even if it is for just an hour or two or three, like yesterday, I slept. I woke up every hour, slept for 3 hours, and was like, "What time is it? Okay, I guess if I can keep sleeping, I will." I was up for 2 hours, and then slept for 3 hours, and then yeah, yeah. It's just yeah, that's just the reality of it. It's every month after month after month. I have a heating and vibrating pad that I was using earlier. Probably put that. Probably will go get comfortable. Um, I'm just glad to be in a better headspace than I could have been had I not streamed tonight, and had I not been able to chat with y'all this late. I'm hoping to be really exhausted, but honestly, there's some writing I could get to before I went to bed. Um, should I really feel so inspired to keep it going, right? Or if I can't sleep. Um, the discomfort is getting to me more than anything. Like I said, it's not actual tiredness, it's like the discomfort. I know I'm gonna be tossing it for a second. Let's hit the bomb before we go. Cheers. I'm hearing wise beyond your years. But yeah, I used to get that a lot. Now that I'm in my 30s, it's questionable, but at the same time, no, still probably still wise beyond my years. Because they tell me so much, it's like, how couldn't I be? That's what I'm saying. I'll take some bong rips up with y'all, and I'm gonna go lay down and maybe write a little bit. Hey, someone pick a color, a standard rainbow color. I'm gonna do something cute before I go. I'm also gonna roll ads before I go because my billing cycle for Twitch is the 12th, so we're getting every single fucking penny we can from before they give us the payoff. Okay. No, pick, fucking brain frogs. Pick a color from the fucking standard rainbow, please, somebody, before we go. Blue it is. I'm gonna, even though I've already read what I've written, they're next to each other, so that's perfect. Okay, y'all relax. We'll do blue and purple. Um. Oh, actually, these are new pages. I'll read y'all the new pages of the book if you want. I forgot I did actually add a lot to this. Do you want to hear what I have so far? I don't know if y'all heard the first part, but I think we would be here too long if I read it all, but it's up to y'all. I did. From the beginning or the new pages? This is my response to Be Here Now. This is like, I realize that the thing that they lack the most is feminine energy between the Himalayans and the psychologists, right? Um, at least the ones in the Himalayas knew they needed the Western woman and the feminine energy, but the masculines lacked it and didn't recognize that they should have been ascending the women who subtly taught them in the ways that they guided them in their actions, right? That's Be Her Now, it's the Himalayans, not me. Okay. Um, Okay, so from the top, it's not that much. It's not done by any means. It's just like we talked about it earlier, and I was like, I guess if I don't feel like reading this part of Be Here Now, I won't. But I added to this, and I feel like it'll make more sense if I read the whole thing. Or are we meant? Well, maybe that's what we'll do. Is every time I add to it, I read it all. That'd be crazy. Because I thought about just reading it updated, and then at the end reading it all together. But it seems like how many people actually get this deep into the stream and whatnot. I'm gonna roll ads. Switch to reading mode. Decide in the next 3 minutes. Come back, read it. And then another 30 minutes. Probably roll more ads and then go to bed. Again, we're getting every fucking penny we can. So if you don't like the ads, fucking subscribe, bitch. And it's not on Momo's tab this week, so everybody can pay up their own. Thanks so much. I'll be right back. We're gonna read from start to finish or pick up where we left off. Not sure yet. Okay. So it says it played the ads. We have 60 minutes. Don't know if the ads actually played or not, but here we are. So that's cool. Is where it is. So you have to go in a while. We all have to go in a while. Am I starting from the top or am I picking up where we left off? Lion shit, love that Leo energy. Bah, bah, bah. Okay. What is your sun sign and pronouns? Is what I usually ask for nickname. Okay. Nice. Love that because I love Scorpios and Leos and Scorpio and Leo placements. Oh, Wolfie, hi. You're just in time. We're going to read a little bit before bed. I'm not reading Be Here Now. I'm reading the counterpart that I'm writing Be Forever Always. I added a little bit more since the other day, but we're just starting from the top because I didn't really read much of Be Here Now, so we're going to just take the opportunity to. The other night, I read this, which is all my originals from high school to the time I was 21. That was pretty good. It's long. I can't remember what day that was, though. You can watch that on one of those streams. The VOD is still up. It was like a couple days ago. But okay, so Be Forever Always. Shaman Law. There's a dedication, but it's private because you can't be the first to see it. See it until it's done. Okay. So we all know what Be Here Now is, right? It's like psychologist at Harvard took a bunch of psilocybin mushrooms and was like, I didn't get it. And I met people who didn't even eat mushrooms and they totally got it. And this is what I learned on mushrooms and whatever, because that was just kind of the journey. Or, that's Ram Dass basically in like a horrible nutshell. And maybe you're someone like Timothy. I feel like I don't know enough about Terrence McKenna to know if he was like actually a psychologist like they were, but that's sort of the idea. So, sorry. Sorry. Um, where else would you begin? What to you is the start of it? Was it before this moment? Maybe. But could it have all happened without it? I remember my first trip, and what stands out the most to me now was one very amazing moment. I was at Rothbury at the age of 17. This was 2009. I was with my boyfriend at the time. My lover bears a resemblance that only can be considered canny because I knew him first, but focus. Just cause a scene for your mind's eye. I sat in the forest with a guy named John, and he sat in silence for way too long, and I do nothing but stare at the wood chips and think nothing was wrong except maybe my age and I guess that guy John. I didn't make it too far out of the woods. I always wished them well. I felt comfort of someone next to me, yet it was a new unfamiliarity with the one familiar. Detachment? I had not considered I was young. Oh, yay. It's literally been one page. Yay. I'm handwriting the counterpart to Be Here Now. Of course, it's powerful. I love this story. It's so cute. Okay. Truly, what still stands out to me, even more particularly, was my knowing. I wouldn't have really understood that at the time. I had some great teachers and references, but it wasn't until I started to read Be Here Now, Ram Dass, 1969, out loud, like 14 years later, that I even recognized such a knowing in my young self. And I can now see in me what everyone who ever looked at me after that has always seen, and that is this same knowing that a that amount almost twice my age, that a man okay, there's like a plus, that men, it's supposed to be men right there. It changes to men. Man plus, many men before me. Many men before me, but name one woman, you know? Like, that's so crazy, isn't it? To think who is one female feminine icon equivalent of Ram Dass or Terrence McKenna or Hunter S. Thompson or any of the dudes that I contend with. Period. 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 It's not about the consumption. It's about the lesson. I needed a lot less than them for a reason. Let's go. Long Island medium. I am Italian. Definitely not Joe Rogan. Definitely not Joe Rogan. Definitely not Joe Rogan. Bitch. Name one woman. It's sad because it's like almost give it to Patti Smith, but she kind of was more punk than psychedelic. And then you could say Kim Gordon, but she wasn't super like loud. She wasn't very talkative. She's very shy. Or you could say Susie, but she's goth and didn't really have any kind of like. I mean, this music was very powerful. That's all musicians. I can't even think outside of that. I went Patti Smith because she was more of a poet and photographer, and she embodied like the whole works of it. But spiritual leader, Mountain Girl's the only one who stands out in the whole Grateful Dead crowd, and she wasn't even shit to most of them, but was to Jerry because he her. Yeah, okay. She's gone. She don't go downstairs, baby. She go up. Love you though. Okay. She wanted to hear the story. That is the same knowing that men, but men, that men almost twice my age spent years searching for that I got from my first trip. If you told me I made money talking to God or was fucking this dude, of that, I'd have been some kind of holy man, or that I'd have been some kind of holy man, back then, I wouldn't have believed you. But now the proof arrived through the pages of a book birthed long before my own, and he described something that reminded me of what I failed to see. I have always known a true curse and my greatest blessing. So I sat in those wood chips totally alone in a sea of thousands, and I watched them take shapes and I'd never seen beneath me. Stared in awe and wonder at this brilliant display, the people walking by, good weather, distant musics. I had been really quite depressed up until that point. I was against the norm of Western medicine, as I was always quite rebellious, but I had not discovered real medicine until that moment because my thoughts were, I have finally arrived. I am experiencing happiness. This is what it means to be free. I've solved it. I'm here. I'm finally did it. Happy. Being in a sea of thousands is also how I found my beloved, though less profound. Of all the people around me, I found them to be absolutely the most beautiful, so I avoided any way of talking to them for 16 years until I was truly ready to see, understand, and fully realize such a divine moment for what it is meant to be, and the reward of what. Sorry, it's so confusing. Such a divine moment for what it is meant to be, and the reward of resisting the fruit of a tree without the flowers, indicating that it is ready to be plucked and fully devoured by the buds of such a thirsting tongue. Enjoy the perfectly sweet serenity of goddamn everything you ever dreamed. That is only a bit of what love is to me, but hearts nor people are fruit on a tree. Over the years, I forgot to show you. This one doesn't really have much illustration. It's just a lot of text. It looks cool, right? The pages reflect. Over the years, I have a slew of erratic behavioral episodes in unhinged work, social love life. But even at the very bottom of everything, bottomed out, I had always got back up because of something I didn't fully understand, but I definitely did know. I have hope. You see, I hadn't stayed on drugs very long. Brief period in the damn grand, but I knew I didn't need them anymore. I learned happiness was possible. Good, yeah, this is very going back to my super young self. I wrote this past week, but this is about when I was like 19 or 17, I guess. Um, I knew I didn't need them anymore. I learned happiness was possible, and I made it my mission to figure out how to create and maintain that very state of being happy, but also relieved without the help of anything at all. And yeah, sometimes I wish I hadn't done that because I really needed the medicine. EMDD monster in the corner. You see, I hadn't stayed on drugs very long. Oh, wait, I just read that. Okay. Now I understand the treacherous swings to be tied to my uterine cycle, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD. It's more complicated than I care to describe because unless you have it, you'll never understand why we feel, I thought, how we feel. It derives from certain things, like stuff considered unusual, traumatizing, and it ugly. Affected me for 20 years, so it always falls. Life got away. The rain, pain, the pain. Felt like I lost so much life to apart, so much cleanup. I dreamed still, but I dreamed still. I got it slid up. Something I had no control over, but I was scared. The madness consumed. I really needed that medicine, but I stopped. I found something else. Didn't want to feel so socially unacceptable, but this was worse. I got sober. It hurt a lot. I needed the medicine, my God. Oh, the monster is really just a scribble drawing. I think you probably think you couldn't see it because it is very undefined and you're probably confused by the illustration itself. See what I mean? Not anything. Next page is more interesting that I just read. But that's why this text was hard to read because I wrote it like this. PMDD, brain frogs. So sometimes when it's like when I get a little disoriented or disgruntled on stream. Yeah, he's dripping. Exactly. Dripping hope in that blood. To be honest with you, I don't know if that took to like this here. So let's hope in that blood. Even if there's trauma, drama, and pain, and suffering, and all the other stuff. Yeah. Peaches, sun. I was pretty sure I found what I was meant to do and who I was supposed to be, but I didn't trust it because I had not yet understood my own knowing. But I knew I wanted love and acceptance too. Tried for validation, tried to get approved, but I had to ask myself WWYD. And time I'd realized that question is the same as what would I do? Because the why is you, but also me. It could be I thought since I was 19, and not, but not enough. You know, this is where we left off. I had writ, if I proved anything, it's that I'm tough. Was the last thing that I wrote before, or the last time I read this, and so these are all the new pages. But who wants to be tough all the time? Not me. I'm tired. I hate instilling fear on others. For a long time, I had not seen the fear that I was binding others to me. I could joke about being mean or intimidating, but these looked, people still loved me, didn't they? But they didn't. Not in a real way, anyway. When I was feared, I got anything I wanted all the time with ease. But I didn't want to be feared. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be loved. So when I let go of the animosity that kept everybody on their toes, I found I struggled more than ever to recover. I had no idea love would be so fucking isolating. But there I was, being soft and vulnerable, honest and compassionate, trying to be less blunt and brutal. It goes, okay, I am not here to teach you things that you don't already know, nor am I here to create an existence not already present. I am here to show you. Hmm. It's pretty cute, right? 444 on the time. I am here to show you things that have always been in front of you, but you refuse to see. For I am a channel, a vessel, a universal being. I am the eyes of both worlds. Search, find. There is a beauty around us, the kind that can be seen easily, and that beauty is tied to something else that you can only understand. This is my favorite illustration in the book so far. Hmm. Yay, thank you. I'm excited for this one. So this just says You have got to be kind to your ego. Every direction, over and over. You have got to be kind to your ego. And then I get into explaining it, but then it stops midway. Somebody's tuning into this. It's very important to you. There's something, it's funny because there's just been the two of them and me. There's about to be a third party. They're going to come in to listen to this and it's going to change them entirely. Okay. Um, the point of life will forever be debated. But let me say this. The goal is and has always been on every level for every being evolution. Our goals should be reflected in what we do. When we learn from a teacher or follow a leader, Hmm. Well, I'll go to bed after this. Mm. The goal is not to replicate who or what that teacher or leader is, but rather to take those teachings and followings and interpret them in your own way. Turn out your own creation, perspective, a new wisdom. That stuff is really groovy. Not everything you do will pass or ascend the masters. It may not be some kind of revelation to humanity like a missing link. The point is for you and your personal masters, your personal ascension. Life is a story of your mind unfold. Your own evolution is the goal. To kill your ego is to insult God's creation. The ego is the individual. Think of the way psychologists have categorized and labeled the human mind as superego, ego, and id, and that's where I took a break from it. This is where we stopped writing. I got to this and it was like, yeah, the ego conversation's a tough one because men are like, kill your ego, and everyone listened to them. And then it was like, wait, now we live in a narcissistic society and became completely susceptible and even whipped by Gloria very much easier because we killed our ego and our individualism and we assimilated to something worse, which is narcissism, because we didn't address not only our super ego, but then also left our ids to be in charge of everything because we had this sense of kill your ego, get what's underneath. Okay, go see what's underneath, but recognize that you are going to be what's underneath once you lose this identity. So just enjoy this identity while you have it. Stop superseding your greed. Stop overspending, gluttony, the seven deadly sins. That's your super ego, right? That's where this is going. Your ego is just your regular fits, your consciousness, your identity, your person. That's why you're in this body. Otherwise, you would have been an animal if you weren't supposed to have like such an ego. If you were going to be driven by it, perhaps we need to be in touch so that we have no need because we are very out of touch with our survivaling because we're so into the super ego. But that doesn't mean kill your ego, man. That's what makes you you. Be you, okay? So, anyways, now that it is a cool 6 a.m., we should go, fam. We're gonna go. 4 hours of streaming. It's in 2 sessions, but what do you do? The connection's not even that great. It's just the three of us. We'll all reconvene soon. I'm certain of it. I think. Um, I'm super happy. Thank you for encouraging me to read that. And thank you. Thank you. It's not even done, and you're already saying masterpiece. I really appreciate that because this is something I'm really proud of. And I'm finally, as I'm reading to you out loud, it sounds very obvious. Like I should have always seen myself go down this path. And in a sense, I always felt it, but I always felt like I didn't know what to say or why I felt inclined to say it. And then I lived out my own timeline and my own experience in the last decade. And now I'm coming back around to this like, oh my God, I did always know who I was. And a lot of other people always knew who I was. And it's very beautiful to be able to be that person now and have people relate to who that person is. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And thanks for the eternal support on all the subs and the personal readings and just everything that you do. And you'll get there too. You ain't gonna get here. I promise you don't want to be here blood sacrifice, but you're gonna get exactly where you need to be because you do have gifts. You do gotta use them. Try scribing. Okay. Love you. Okay. So yeah, the book is very important to me. I'm glad you vibe with it because Be Here Now, I was like, this is cool, but I actually disagree with a lot of it, but that's the whole point. You should disagree with your predecessors. So it's very cute because once again, where is the feminine energy in this room? There isn't any. Can't think of anybody. I mean, like Grace Slick went crazy. What's her name? Would be slightly comparable. Scum. What's her name? Valerie Solanas. Because she was like schizophrenic, so it's like she probably did have voices, messages that she would, receive or whatever. And she was just considered crazy, fell off the wagon. Her political findings were, proved to be trash. And she tried to kill Andy Warhol, which was a baller ass move because that dude sucks. She deserved to kill him. Like my level of feminism is Valerie Solanas deserved to kill Andy Warhol. Like that is my level of feminism. Okay. Um, but that's just like there's no figureheads. LOL. Well, it was just four and then two and now three, but yeah, it's probably this one. They missed the book though. Huh? Or they just clicked beep. Um, okay, so anyway, I'm just saying. Coming back around to it and recognizing that yes, I see now that the feminine energy it has people ascend female at birth having to discover these things and having these sorts of ego deaths and these situations of like setting aside the super ego and having to understand the id because of things like the womb cycle, or I mean more or less it is that you're faced with your own mortality in a sense when you see that when that happens on so many different levels, from the sheer physical aspect of it to like the actual growth and emotional aspect behind the thought of being at that stage of your life, right? So it's very much a lot, and it shows these men who had these ideas or these revelations when they were grown ass adults on drugs that a lot of like 13-year-old girls got to go through just because many women probably were around and just sat there and said, okay, yeah, of course. They didn't really speak up because they questioned themselves so much, having been women during the 50s and 60s, having not had access to the drugs and maybe thought they didn't have the understanding, but also because they were so ahead, probably so ahead of the curve. Okay, because it's part channeling. Whenever I talk about this book, they like to just chime in, and they don't need to specify who says what. I'm seeing like um, but they like to point these things out that a lot of the women were kind of in the background and saying, "Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that." But they now realize that a lot of them did already know a lot of these things and just kind of let the men lead. It's what men did at that time was the work, right? Because so many of these pages were inspired by women. And the way it's funny because to me, the way Ram Dass talks about the divine feminine puts all the workload into the divine feminine, and the way he doesn't even address the divine masculine, but just uses the guru as him. And it's just good enough for the masculine to be the guru and to know and to be connected and to be the source, where the divine feminine in Be Here Now has to do all the work, all the caretaking, all creation, all birthing, all divine right, all punishing, all like what kind of fucked up 1950s bullshit is that? Is what we have to break down and see. The guru does not cut it. The divine feminine does not get to be every caretaking role and working class being and the fucking creator of all the world and having the responsibility of being the goddess too and being sexual pleasure and being gorgeous and beautiful and being beauty in the world. He says all this shit about the feminine. Okay, name one woman, Rom. Name one woman who did the work that you did. I can't name one. Why can't I name one? Why can't I name one? If the divine feminine was doing this much legwork, according to you, why can't I name one woman from this revolution during your time? Because, oh, the guru, it was good enough to just sit around and be a man and think and know things. But if you were a woman, you had to do all the work and put in the effort and kiss the feet and blah, 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 blah. The fuck is Doja Cat? What does that have to do with anything? Um, but I'm just saying, that's why it needed an update. I'm glad I could step up and be that, because that is what this is because I am saying, yes, I realized all these things in my very first trip, but I was so young that I knew it wasn't time, and I didn't know how to interpret it, and I didn't know who they were yet, and I didn't know any of these details. I just felt something, and I even concocted some weird shit with my friends at the time. It was kind of hilarious, but just looking at the way everything is, it's like, wow, we were pretty on point. I just didn't fully understand what I couldn't fully realize until I was much beautiful. And I don't wish that I knew then what I know now. Because the thing is, I did know then what I know now. And what could I do with that information other than completely sabotage everything I've ever been for the sake of wanting it? Knowing does no purpose. Finding is the only purpose. Seeking is the only purpose. Becoming is knowing. Right? You don't have to know to become. I went that route. I would never recommend it. I can't regret it. It's mine. Look at how beautiful that story sounds. So simple, sitting in the wood chips, 17 years old. From DOS 30 fucking years and hundreds and thousands of micrograms of LSD to figure that out. And like 16 Indian spiritual retreats. LOL. Don't be scared. Why would you be scared? It's wild to just think about the perspective, right? So it's very much a gift. Very, very, very much. I'm gonna roll ads and we're gonna go. So if you gotta go to bed, I'm rolling ads. It's coming back to say goodnight, y'all. Love you all so much. Let's clean up. All right. I have been streaming for 4 hours, 20 minutes, and 22 seconds. So I'm going to rip this bomb with y'all and then we're going to go. I will probably be streaming tonight because once again, I'm going to try to stream before midnight. I might even try to do a day stream because I need to paint these shoes. They're so close to being done. And then I took like a fucking, what, month-long hiatus. I was like spending fucking 9 hours a day, 3 days a week on these shoes and then just stopped. Finish the fucking shoes, man. Just finish the shoes. Just fucking threw down a fucking track. If you're new in the chat, oh wait, it's 4 hours and 20 minutes that I've been streaming. Thank you. Right. I would like to do a daytime, like, sun view, paint the shoes straight. Don't know if I will. I end up being so busy. But I will have the opportunity tomorrow afternoon. So I might try tomorrow afternoon, early evening. I don't know yet. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I do it anyways. And I feel like because once more, my billing cycle is like, let's get them fucking views, get the money, get some subs, whatever we gotta do. I might as well throw as many streams as I can before the 12th, which tomorrow's the 11th. Today's the 11th. So I'm pretty much gonna wake up and get ready to stream, I guess, paint some shoes, maybe even work on some music. I don't know. I kind of want to cross that bridge and test out. Stop. Um, Test out coming on the music stream and maybe like while I'm writing music or talking about my music. I don't know. I've never done that before. I don't know what it's like because I think it's mostly for people to like watch people perform music. So I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I figure most people are, but I also do go to tarot because it's the right crowd. So I just never know where to fit in. But the art stream is nice, and I would paint the shoes on the art categories, obviously. So I've thought about playing with music too because it's like I could be doing a lot of the stuff I do is just art anyways. I could be streaming while I do it and making stuff that isn't gonna make me money until it's done. You know what I mean? So that's like the whole thing. Might as well stream. So I'm trying to get in the habit of doing it during the day, but it's hard, man. Sometimes it's just like I just like get in the mood to clean and then take a break and do something, do some writing, and then maybe like close my eyes for 20 minutes and then get up and paint something and then go back to like cleaning. So it's like very, um, I'm always doing 6 things. So it's hard to kind of pick what I'm doing on stream. Not necessarily. It's really a timing thing. Like I said, it's like maybe today we can manage it. But sometimes, maybe I'll just have multiple things to do on stream, is what I'm getting at. Because sometimes when I work on something, I had to take the constant breaks, especially with art, and the paint has to dry, so talking would be nice. But yeah, it is a pattern timing. That's such a good way to put it. Are you an artist? Because I feel like that's just such a great way to put it. And I'm a very spatial thinker. Wow, what are you doing here? Good morning, evening. Good evening, New Zealand. Good evening, New Zealand. Hello. I love all those emotes. I'm actually getting ready to go. Not even gonna lie to you. We're wrapping up. We're talking about what I might be streaming today since I'm not doing tarot anymore. I am sometimes doing tarot. Sorry we didn't get to the Cosmic Deck of Initiation. I think the book was better than the could have been. Since I haven't really been doing tarot on stream and I'm sort of been resigning from tarot entirely, we're talking about maybe painting today on stream and then like kind of maybe doing some other stuff, but not sure yet. Either way, at this point, nice. I'm happy for you. It's like daytime now, and it should be nighttime for me because I didn't sleep yet. So I am gonna be wrapping it up in a minute. But I'm glad that we get to talk for a second. Um, and I don't feel like rating anyone, unfortunately. But I can't imagine there's like a ton of people that are like streaming right now. In this, it's 3 a.m. for you. Oh shit! It's late, late. It's late, late. Wait, you're not in Australia then, New Zealand or whatever I thought. Why did I think you were in the U.S.? Are you Hawaii? Trying to figure out where that time zone. No, you'd be like California, West Coast time. Ah, Canada. Okay, sorry. Sorry to keep a track, everybody. There's a lot of fucking people who come on here. Didn't mean to explain that. That makes more sense as to why you're drunk. I was like, it's like fucking 7 p.m. in Australia. I don't want to. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. But y'all should go see Norflux. Wireflux. Okay. No, we've talked about it before. I just didn't remember. Can't remember everything, I guess. Um, oh, I love that. I need to get this. It's okay. I'm leaving anyway. I need to get this makeup off my face. So I will be back to hopefully today, but if not today, tonight, as always. So I love you all so much. Mwah! Um, catch both streams. They're both pretty cool. First stream is like really good conversation. Second stream, this one is just me reading. So start them from the top. Watch the replay. Watch the other VODs. Join the Patreon for more. Go to my website. You can see the song I just dropped. It's kind of just a demo, and it's kind of like a diss track, which isn't super nice. But I really do like to write raps, and honestly, I'm sick of being bullied by bitches who I've been nothing but nice to. So, mwah! Good night, to everybody, and is she? No, listen, it's not a big deal. It's kind of just a joke. It's kind of just a fun thing. So, play the song. If you want to, it's on my website. Oh my god, don't say that. Don't say that. Here's the thing, as I've already discussed way too much this evening, I'm literally bleeding right now. Like, I can feel it right now. I don't want to go lay down. I'm not going to fall asleep. You're not wrong. But I do have to, oh my god, I just want to go be comfortable. So, unfortunately, even though you just got here, you're late and you've missed me. Go to the website, watch the VOD, listen to my new song, right? And I'll see you today. I'm gonna stream today. We're gonna paint that. We're gonna finish painting the shoes. We're gonna work on new music. And we're maybe gonna do a little tarot. You're a gem, dude. You're a gem. My little Zabu. Okay, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Consider subscribing because I should never. No artist should ever be starving. Ridiculous notion. And also, you don't have to watch ads that way. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Okay. So, that being said, I'll see you next time, which will be later today. Mwah! Love you all so much. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Good luck to you. And good vibrations, as always. Hope to see you at the next one. Thanks.